Well, it's time to figure out why this thing left me stranded yesterday. This is my 1970 Pontiac LeMans, 455 cubic inches of old school Detroit Pontiac muscle. It's actually 461 cubic inches, but who's counting? And yesterday, it just stopped running. About 10 miles down yonder, on my way to work, and it just, poof, cut out. I jiggled the wires, I played with everything I could play with. Didn't have any tools on me, of course, because why would you have tools in a hot rod? But I could not get it running, no matter what. I got the thing to roll over a bunch. I happen to have 2 jump packs in my car at that point in time, and I ran them both dead, trying to troubleshoot this thing. And it absolutely refused to fire. Not a cough, not a sputter, not a fart, not anything. So, now we gotta figure out what's wrong with this thing and fix it, because I have a very, very long road trip that I need to take in this car in a matter of a day or so. I imagine my battery is probably dead as a doornail, so let's go ahead and qualify this statement right now with this battery is probably dead. Yes, battery is dead. Good thing is I have jump packs, and I've recharged them since yesterday when I wore them down. Get my handy dandy Top Don JS 3000 jump pack here. We'll give this boy some juice and see if she'll fire back up. I have had this issue in the past. If you are somebody who's been following along on my automotive adventures over the years, you will know that this car has randomly left me stranded a couple of times with ignition issues, a torque converter issue, fuel pump issues. It has been a little bit of a cursed love affair. But I gotta figure out what's going on with this thing, because I need to get this car on the road like now. So let's figure that out. Hopefully it's just some stupid electrical issue. Probably some stupid electrical issue. Big old Pontiac motor. It does have a Mallory inline filter for the ignition system. It is running a Mallory Coil. It is running a Mallory Distributor. I do have a 5-year-old battery ever start here, so that's not great. We do know this battery is probably toast, so it is what it is. Let's grab our jump pack here. I do apologize if there's a lot of wind noise. We're about to have a unbelievable windstorm here in central Ohio in about the next hour, so I'm gonna have to deal with that as best I can. All right, we are 100%. We are jump charged. Let's rock and roll. Come on, baby. Fire up. Or don't fire up. I don't know. Do I want this to work or not? Well, it's coughing and sputtering. Let's just pretend I didn't just spend $150 to go 10 miles down the road and the car just fires back up. For those of you who said it was a carburetor problem, no. Though this is running a quadrijet, I do also have another quadrijet sitting on my desk. That's annoying. Sounds good though, don't it? Also, no choke, so you do have to give it a bit to be able to get this thing to idle without foot input. Excellent anti-theft. Give me a second, let me get this thing to idle. And yes, I do have a fire extinguisher. And it just shut off. Just shut off. We've still got juice. It'll still crank. We got plenty of fuel. Nothing. Okay, so air, fuel, spark. What are we missing? I would say there's no chance we're missing air. There's very little chance that we're missing fuel. Carburetors just don't go bad. They don't do that. That's a fuel injection thing. Even if it's not fueling exactly correct, it's still gonna run, and they don't just turn off. Carburetors don't do that. So it's an ignition problem. So let's start chasing our ignition situation back. Pull a plug, pull a wire, see if we can see it spark jumping. You know what? Step one, let's go ahead and replace this battery. Step one, let's go ahead and replace the battery. We know the battery's old and dead. Get that out of the equation. We'll replace the battery, put a brand new battery in here, see if it starts. If it starts, great, life is good. All it is a battery problem. If it doesn't, let's move forward. So, battery. Fortunately for me, I did pick up a brand new battery from Interstate yesterday, so no big deal. Battery out, battery in, we'll get that done. So, give me a second, I'll replace the battery. No more of that. Brand new MTP 24. That'll do, donkey. Negative, positive. Terminals are correct? Yep. All right. Out with the old. And with the new. Alrighty. Negative is connected. Positive is connected. She should roll over. Haven't touched anything else. Now whether or not she starts, anybody's game. Woo, wind's picking up. Nothing. Not a burp, not a fart. I don't know if I can do this. So that does show 12.3 volts on that battery. But clearly it's not cranking, so whatever. It is what it is. It's 5.5 years old. It's on the outside anyway. Just put a new battery in the damn thing. So, battery's in it. See if I can steal Rich real quick. It is after hours, so we're not technically here, but I'll see if I can steal Rich and see if we can get some spark jumping onto these plugs. We'll verify that that's not an issue. I can't imagine it is an issue because we just had it running, but troubleshooting, you work your way through the process. So pull a plug wire and we'll see whether or not we can get spark jumping from a plug to a plug wire. Then we know spark is happening. If it's not, chase it upstream to the coil. It's very possibly the coil's bad. Because I'm me, I have an entire new set of spark plugs. So I don't even need to pull the one out of here. Let's put spark plug in hole. There we go. Then we'll ground it on here. All right, give her a crank. I don't see no spark. No spark. No sparky. Next thing up line is going to be the ignition coil. I'm going to generally say my wires probably didn't randomly fry themselves. So let's take our coil wire off. Also, I have had these go bad, but when they go bad, they just, so they don't like come back. So I don't feel any distended stuff on this. Usually when these blow, they physically blow the case open. So I'm gonna say that that's probably not my issue. We're gonna go to a coil. So I've got nut here, positive, negative. Pull the nuts, make sure I keep all my wires straight, and we'll get that fixed. We'll pull out that coil, put another coil in there, and see what we got. Then make sure you lose your washer. Whoopsie. It's a spade connector right here. Right there, see that? I wonder if that was supposed to be connected to something. I don't think I have any loose wires down here. Huh. Weird. Small problem. Thought I had a coil here. Don't have a coil here. Jegs has one in stock. Going to make an emergency trip to Jegs. Warehouse, 20 minutes that way, and I need to get there in a hurry. So yeah, back in a minute. Quick little bounce up to Jegs corporate office. Pick up some stuff here from the warehouse. Of course, the deals room is here as well, so let's see if there's anything in here that I absolutely can't avoid today. Fingers crossed. Is there stuff I need?
Yeah, those heads.
Oh, are those Mopar heads still here?
Yeah, those Mopar heads are still here.
Oh no! Before we go any further up here, let me just pause this real quick to say, Uncle Terry, I know you're going through a tiny little itty bitty tiny thing medically. Hope you're doing well. Hope your recovery goes quickly. Hope you're back at the store to be able to take my money from me very, very quickly. And we'll see you again very, very soon. For all of you people out there, please wish Uncle Terry a quick recovery, some mojo, some prayers, whatever you got, whatever you have, whatever you believe in, send it Terry's way. We need to make sure that man stays doing what he does. All right, what do we got here? What do we got here? Big block Mopar heads. Well, that's annoying. $1,525 on sale for $750 bucks. Fully assembled. Oh great. I do happen to have a big block Mopar. I already have a set of heads on it though. But I do have another one of these sitting in storage that I am going to build eventually. Huh. For those of you who aren't familiar, this is the deals room, the scratch and dent spot here at Jegs corporate warehouse up in Delaware. Don't go to the 11th Avenue store expecting to find it. It's actually at the warehouse. So if you're at the warehouse, you're doing something from will call, you can wander over here. Will call's over there. Actually used to be in here. Wander in here and see if you can find yourself some deals. Got all kinds of stuff. Wheels that are scratch and dent. Parts cleaners, headers, lots and lots of exhaust stuff, seats. Ooh. That's not bad. Low back width slider. Okay. Lots and lots of stuff. It's all 50% off or more. Get yourself some solid deals out of here. I've already spent, I don't know, a couple of $1,000s up here.
Yeah.
In the last few weeks. But there's always all kinds of deals that are up here. Lots of like little one-off wheels and stuff. Exhaust systems. It is not stuff that is publicly available on the website. You cannot go there. You do need to physically come here to be able to buy this stuff. It is not something you can buy online. So if you happen to be in the Delaware, Ohio area and you want to swing by and check something out, or if you're picking something up from the 11th Avenue store and you're going to come up here for will call, swing in, see what you got. Maybe you can pick yourself up something you need or don't need. What do we got here? Rocker arms. What are these for? Back with you in a minute. This fits pretty nice. I wonder, sim rig. Nice comfortable racing seat for my sim rig. 120 bucks for an actual legit racing seat. And I actually like the headrest location, to be honest. Good thing I didn't drive anything. Yeah, I could fit it in the car. I need to have my decision-making privileges revoked. I came up here for this. $30. But it's such a good deal. So, hey Bob, I know you and I were talking about maybe doing a small block Mopar project for a certain race car. Now acquiring small block Mopar parts. This is shaft mount rocker system for small block Mopar. So 318, 390 stroker kit maybe? Or a 360 Mopar? We'd probably do that. I am bad at making decisions. There we go. Yay. And I got my coil I actually needed. Alright, well, now that we're back and I've spent a ton of money, ignition coil for breaker points, non-CD electronic ignition system. Ta-da! There we go. New ignition coil. There is no CD ignition on this. Let's see if I can get in there and remove this coil without a total nightmare. I think it's just bolted with an intake bolt there on that holder. You know what? We could wire this thing up. This thing doesn't ground through the case and through the strap. We could just wire this thing up and run the coil loose. See if that fixes our problem, yeah? Good idea, Austin. Good idea. This does come with new nuts and washers, so that one that disappeared into the ethers isn't a big deal. Positive one side, negative the other side. Pretty simple. Nut. Lock washer. Tell you what. What an interesting spring we have had here in Ohio. It's like 80 degrees again today, which is wild. Normally nowhere near this level. But that's also what generates these storms, I guess. Hopefully nothing gets destroyed after dodging a barn door. If you guys saw the other video from when I had this in storage up at Bob's place in the barn, it blew the barn door off. And the only thing that stopped it from crushing 2 or 3 of my cars was Bob's tractor caught the damn door. So it's been an interesting spring for sure. All right, got my positives connected. All right, that's tight, Guten tight. It's a technical term, industry term. Negative is Guten tight. Positive, negative. Just set that guy there. What do you think? Think I'm lucky enough she'll start with just a coil, or we got to go further? Get a distributor. If I do have to go that direction, I can't really do an HEI. I could, but there's not a lot of room in this thing. I would probably go backwards to some older school tech, or one of those ready-to-run units that I've been using on a bunch of the other stuff. Jex has a ready-to-run distributor that I've run on small blocks or small block Fords and small block Chevys. Never run on one on Pontiac yet, but they're not terribly expensive and they seem to be a pretty good ignition system. So if it is, it is what it is. What do you think? Fingers crossed. Say a prayer for me or something. See if this thing starts. Really? Really? Huh. Well, I'll be darned. I was hoping that was going to fix it. What in the world? Got nothing. Maybe it does ground through the casing. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that out and I'll put that in the maybe. Otherwise, the only thing left I have is the inline Mallory filter, which I can easily bypass. Let me get this coil out of here and get it replaced. It's really think I was going to get a win there. A 3/8 inch guy, because I did use all ARP hardware on this entire engine, though it looks like crap. Don't let image fool you. I have entirely too much money wrapped up in this motor. Don't ask me how much. Please don't ask me how much. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't drop anything, don't drop anything, don't drop anything. Oh, here we go. All right. MSD. Got the old coil out. MSD Blaster 2, part number 8200. Got out of the holster. This has got a rubber isolator in it. This is just a holder. So there's nothing to worry about with this being the ground for the casing for this. The question at this point is going to be, how far down this road do I go? Technically, I can take that filter out of line. It's very windy. It's very windy. Technically, I can take the filter out of line and see if this thing will work with the filter out of it. We'll try that real quick, and then we'll see whether or not that does anything. After that, I got to figure out whether I want to go down the path of replacing components inside this Mallory ignition system. Technically speaking, I do have some guts to be able to put in one of these things if I want to. Or do I just replace this ignition system? Let's pull the filter out first. Start there. One step at a time. Oh yeah, for all you guys who are like, paint the car, blah, blah, blah. You can't just set tools and stuff that you're working on your super pretty $25,000 paint job, can you? No, I can. Don't have to worry about scratching my fender with my zipper nor nothing. So I do have one of them guys. Just got to replace that piece. It does require me to remove the cap to be able to do that, but that's not a big deal. See, there's not a lot of room back here for an MSD. Technically, yes, you can, but I would prefer not to. Let's double check, make sure this thing hasn't randomly decided to run. Nope. All right, well, let's take apart our Mallory inline filter. So that's this little guy here. You just basically just disconnect that pigtail and that pigtail, run it direct, and then it should fire up bypassing this. Not exactly how you want to run it, but it should work. Let's try that next. I know you're probably also going to ask, Austin, why are you working on this thing out in the parking lot when you have a perfectly good shop right behind you? And I would say to you, I agree. However, we're very busy. There's no room for me and my junk, so I will work on it outside. All right, we are bypassed from the filter. Let's see if that thing fires up. No. Now, do I go down this path? These things are not cheap, nor are those filters. I think at this point I want to stop. I want to think this through. I want to ruminate on this, and I want you guys to give me your opinions here. You really could go one of two ways. You could either go forward into some super pretty stuff, newfangled stuff. I am going to run some redundant grounds on this thing to be able to make sure that I don't have a grounding issue. But do I go ahead and use this unit, rebuild that Mallory distributor, and see if that gets it up and running? If it does, at least for now, great. The problem is now I got to buy another $100 worth of Mallory parts to be able to keep this thing up and running in case something else randomly goes bad. Or do I go back to like a Protronics flamethrower setup with a coil on it and say to hell with all the newfangled stuff and not worry about it? Do I go to something like one of the Jegs SSR 2 ready to run guys? I don't know the answer is. Keep in mind, I need to be able to put this car on the road reliably like now. because I literally need to leave Saturday morning to be able to get this car down to the deep south. It's got a 2,000-mile road trip. Or do I not trust this in any way, shape, or form in current state and take the AMX? I don't know the answer to this. Let me know what you think. I was really hoping to film a win here, but win or lose, they're always adventures, I guess, right? Thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, it's the next morning. I didn't touch anything.